Hello everyone, my name is Eric Consiglio from Loesel-Schaaf Insurance, and I'd like to welcome you to today's video. Just a quick note before we dive in on why you're hearing my voice. As of July 1st, I'm very excited and pleased to announce that our agency will be working with the diocese to help them manage and administer their Highmark health insurance plan. The reason we're sharing this video is to highlight an upcoming change to the health plan that pertains to the pharmacy benefit manager, also referred to as the PBM. So with that, sit back, relax. I'll try to get through this as quick as possible, guys, and not bore you to death. So, what is a PBM? Well, whenever we look at an employer's health plan, there's two components that make up the plan. The first component is the medical, which is handled by Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. And then the second component is the pharmacy, which is handled by Express Scripts. So Express Scripts is the current PBM for the diocese health plan. Now, what's the role of a PBM? Well, there's several actually. Here's a sampling of a few of their roles. As you may imagine, their main responsibility is to manage the pharmacy benefits under the health plan. They're also responsible for negotiating the pricing of the drugs at the pharmacy. They determine what drugs are covered, what drugs are considered preferred, what drugs are considered non-preferred. They also create the pharmacy network that you have access to. So you might be asking yourself, why is this so important and why are we looking at this video? Well, effective August 1st, the diocese is changing PBMs from Express Scripts to Southern Scripts. Now this change is not affecting the medical component, that's still staying with Highmark. This change only pertains to the pharmacy. So what do you need to know about this change? Well, actually not too much. Thankfully it's a pretty seamless change, and hopefully this won't affect many of you guys at all. It'll just be a matter of showing your new ID card and paying your applicable copay, business as usual. But there are some things we want to make sure you're aware of. This way you don't run into any surprises or have any hiccups. One of the first things we want to highlight is, why are we making the change? Well, as mentioned in my earlier slide, one of the major roles of a PBM is to negotiate drug pricing. And after doing an in-depth evaluation, we found that Southern Scripts has better negotiated pricing at the pharmacies than Express Scripts does. So better drug pricing is one of the reasons we're changing to Southern Scripts. Are the copays remaining the same? And yes, they are. So the copay structure will remain the same under Southern Scripts as it is today under Express Scripts. So no change there. And I know these insurance videos can be boring, guys, but if you're going to take anything away from today's video, it's the next slide. Very important, very, very important. Are you going to get new ID cards? The answer is yes and yes. You're actually going to get two new ID cards, one from Highmark and one from Southern Scripts. If you look at your current ID card today, all the medical and pharmacy information appears on it. Now this is just a sample of an ID card. This is not pertaining actually to the benefits of the diocese. This is just a sample ID card. But here's what you see on your ID card. You got the medical information right here, right? Copays, deductibles, all that fun stuff. And then you have the pharmacy information over here, RX group number, RX bin number, and then this cute little logo down here, right? This information is on here. This way the pharmacist knows what you have and they run through your ID card at the pharmacy appropriately, okay? As of August 1st, we're gonna have two ID cards, okay? Highmark's gonna issue a new ID card that just highlights the medical information. So you're not gonna see that RX group number. You're not gonna see that RX bin number. You're not gonna see that cute little logo down here. It's just gonna be for the medical, okay? You're going to get a separate ID card for pharmacy. It's going to come from Southern Scripts. It's going to have their logo on it. You're going to see the diocese logo right here. Your information, as well as your family members that are insured, will appear right here. Your group number, your bin number will be here, as your RX copays will be down here. So as of August 1st, two ID cards. Very important to note this. When you go to the doctor, the hospital, as of August 1st, you're going to want to show your new Highmark ID card. When you go to the pharmacy, you're going to want to show your new Southern Scripts ID card. Sorry guys, I don't mean to give you motion sickness here, but it's just very important to note that if you show your old ID card as of August 1st, it will not work and your drug will be denied. That's because the pharmacist needs this information on the Southern Scripts ID card to run it through. I know I'm probably beating this up a lot, but I need to tell you guys, I've been doing this a long time. 90% of the problems we see the first month or two with a change to a new PBM is because the member showed the wrong ID card at the pharmacy. So please make sure, if you take anything away from today's video, that you're going to get 2 new ID cards, medical, pharmacy, use them appropriately. Okay, I think I've beat up on that enough. Let's move on. Is there a different drug list under Southern Scripts? Yes, there is. As noted under the roles of a PBM, one of the roles is to determine what drugs are preferred, what drugs are non-preferred. So Express Scripts has their list, Southern Scripts has their own list. So there is a difference. Okay. How will you know if your drug is going to be preferred or non-preferred under Southern Scripts? We're going to be sending out a separate video in the near future, so this way it'll identify how to look those drugs up, so this way you know. So stay tuned for more on that. Will you have to change pharmacies? Very doubtful. They have a very large national network. It includes all the major chains, most of the privates. I just say not likely because there's just too many pharmacies out there. I can't take the chance of saying no, because as soon as I say no, somebody will find one of the pharmacies out there that doesn't participate. But not likely that you'll have to change pharmacies. Very, very large national network. You'll see CVS, Rite Aid, Wegmans, Gen Eagle, all the typical ones that appear in the network. RX Compass. This is a unique program with Southern Scripts, and it was one of the other reasons why the diocese decided to move to Southern Scripts, because Express Scripts doesn't have a program like this. Okay, this program under Southern Scripts, RX Compass, is designed for high-cost brand name drugs. These are the ones you see advertised on TV all the time, and they range in price anywhere from $500 a month to as high as $20,000 a month. So very expensive drugs here. Okay? It only affects about 10% of the population. So only about 10% of the diocese is taking a drug that would fall under the RX Compass program. But what the RX programs does is it takes advantage of these patient assistance programs, foundations, copay assistance programs that are out there that actually help reduce the price of the drug. So think of it this way. Rather than paying wholesale, rather than paying retail, you're going to pay wholesale when you take advantage of these programs. So when you're listening to those advertisements on TV and the spokesperson says, if you cannot afford your medication, we may be able to help, they're referring to all these programs that are out there that most people don't take advantage of, that we're going to take advantage of going forward because RX Compass knows all about them. Okay? So the good news is if you ever get an outreach call from RX Compass, it'll be from their care navigator. Don't ignore it. It's a legit outreach. But when they do reach out to you, that means you're one of the people that that fall into this 10% that are taking one of these high-cost brand name drugs, and they're going to get the drug at the least cost possible, where you're paying $0 for your drug or very nominal copay, such as like $5. Okay, so very important that if they reach out to you, that you pay attention to it. And here is a sample of some of the drugs that fall under the RX Compass program. There's actually 1,100 drugs out there. So this is just a small sampling, but more information to come on this program if it applies to you. Okay, some odds and ends. Again, as of August 1st, 2 ID cards. Please keep an eye out in the mail for them and use them accordingly. More videos are coming regarding the change to Southern Scripts. We're going to be talking about how to do a drug search, mail order, and more on RX Compass. Always recommend you get your drug filled before the change. This way you avoid any hiccups at the pharmacy right out of the gate. And Southern Scripts is in the process of rebranding. That's just a fancy way of saying they're going through a name change. So they're going to be changing their name to Levinti. It's going to be a very gradual process, but you might start to see information say Levinti on it rather than Southern Scripts, and that's why. All right, guys, that'll do it for now. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please reach out to us. We're here to help as it relates to this change from Express Scripts to Southern Scripts. You can ask for myself or Kathy Fisher. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.